Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah here. I am so excited about today's video. I couldn't wait to film this the second that this arrived here this morning. If you can tell, I haven't done my eyes yet, so my makeup looks a little bit funky, but that is because today we are going to be using the new Conspiracy Palette from Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, and wait till I show you guys this. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's all over the internet. It's like such a big deal right now, but this literally arrived at my house about 4 hours ago. So I was like, I gotta film this right now because I need to use it. I did unbox it on my stories. I have already taken a little peek inside, but if you guys want to see my actual reaction to opening it up for the first time, that'll be in my Instagram. That is linked down below in the description. Feel free to follow me. I always appreciate it. But I was honestly so excited to use this that I can't wait for my filming space to get set up. The chair is still piled high with boxes and stuff. I haven't had a chance to actually clean it up. So we are in my bedroom for right now. Also because I get really good lighting in here, I am not going to be using any studio lighting. So all the lighting you see is fully natural lighting. So we're going to swatch every single color in this palette in natural light without any help of any studio lights or anything to make it brighter or more intense or rich or anything like that. But if you're new, I did just move. I did a whole vlog on it. I have an empty townhouse tour, and besides my regular vlog, beauty and fashion content, I will be doing some home decor content as well in the upcoming months. So if you want to see all of that goodness, make sure to subscribe to me, and let's go ahead and jump into the palette. So like I mentioned, I do have my base and everything done already. I just need to do my eyes at this point, but we are going to be using the Conspiracy Palette. You guys, first off, this carton packaging is sick. It's actually pretty simple. They didn't go too crazy. They just did like the swirl background, which is so cool. And then this gold conspiracy lettering, which I am a sucker for. I love white, gold, and black together and then mix in some gray. And that's exactly like how I want to decorate this whole townhouse. So the outside packaging on this is definitely my vibe. But let's go ahead and open her up. I will say, I mean, the size-wise, like this Conspiracy Palette inside is monstrous. It's so big that it like barely fits in the carton packaging, but that's okay. I don't mind. So here you go. Here is the Conspiracy Palette in all its glory. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I can't get over it. First impression when I saw this is on another level. This palette, like, Shane thought out every single detail on the packaging on this palette. And then one thing that kind of shocked me when I opened it up is that this part right here is actually metal. I wasn't expecting that. And then also there's a little tiny Jeffree Star logo up here inside the Shane Dawson logo, which was a pretty cool detail. I do love the way that it came up into this triangle. I think that it's really cool, really unique. I love the trunk design. And then these black chrome clasps. That's a hard word to say. I think that's really cool. Again, the level of detail that was thought out in this is just like beyond. But I was really, really excited for this palette. Actually, for this whole collection, I was unfortunately only able to get my hands on the palette. I did include in my moving vlog me trying to purchase the palette and then a few lipsticks, but there was like a whole debacle with like Morphe suspending Afterpay and stuff. So I ended up going to Beautylish, and Beautylish, just want to shout them out really quick. Beautylish for the win. Not only did their site actually work, but they also still allowed split payments and everything. I just bought the palette in full because at that point, a lot of the lip stuff had sold out that I had wanted. So I just went for the palette, but this was the main thing that I wanted, so I wasn't mad about it. But the inside on this palette, you guys, stunning. Oh my god. So I honestly actually died over this palette. When I was originally watching the series, I had planned to only get the mini controversy and then a bunch of lipsticks, just because, I don't know, I just felt like I don't need a really huge palette. I have a really crazy palette collection already happening right now, so I don't need the big one. But the second I saw all of these shadows together, I was like, no, I have to have it. What I look for when I buy a new palette is like one that really speaks to me, one where like the second I see it and I see the mix of colors, I am immediately inspired and I can think of 1,000,001 different looks that I want to do with it. And the second that they revealed this palette, I literally had 5 looks pop up in my head of what I can do with this. Obviously, I'm going to be doing one of those looks for you guys today, but honestly, I'm just so happy I got my hands on this palette. I feel like this palette sold out so quickly because people were so personally invested in it. You know, it was the first time that we'd seen anybody go through the process this in depth. So it almost felt like we rode that roller coaster with Shane. We felt the frustrations, we felt the highs and the excitement, and we felt like those lows when things weren't going right. So I can't speak for everybody that watched the series, but I'm sure there are others out there like me that were so excited for this because they just felt like personally invested in it. You know, we went on the journey with them. So I'll go ahead and stop blabbering. I'm sure you guys just want to get into it, and we'll go ahead and do a look with this. I do want to start out with doing a look, and then at the end I will swatch every single color in the palette. You guys will see it in the natural light, and I will go ahead and put a timestamp somewhere on the screen right here for where those swatches start in the video if you don't want to see the demo. But I will say, just to intrigue you to watch it, I am going to be using Flaming Hot and Not a Fact, which are both pretty bold colors on their own, but I do want to create a look using both of those. So in my opinion, it's worth it to stick around and see what I do. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and peel all that guy off. Oh, isn't that like the most satisfying thing in the world? Oh, that felt so good. But actually, first things first, let's go ahead and prime our eyes. You guys, I have been obsessing over this primer. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. I have been a slave to the Urban Decay Eye Potion for years. That's been my holy grail, and this 100% has replaced it. I will be buying a full-size one of this very soon because it is so worth it. It just gives such a good base, and a little bit of it goes a long way. Okay, so within this Conspiracy palette, we have a mix of matte shadows, which is like these guys up here. We have some pigments, which, you know, is obviously going to be like those brighter ones. And then we have quite a few shimmers. It looks like this Sleep Paralysis is almost like a duochrome. I'll find out when I swatch it. But like I had said before, this palette just spoke to me the second I saw it. I love the way that they organized it. Like, you know, this top row is definitely like your neutral, everyday shades. This next one is if you want to get creative and funky and really challenge yourself. And then this bottom one to me just like scream New Year's Eve and the holidays. You can honestly do like so many sultry, fun, festive looks with this bottom row. So I think that for never having done makeup at all before, this was like as perfect a palette as Shane could have thought up. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First thing I'm gonna do is take my pills, and I'm gonna actually use that as the base color all over my eye. I personally just like to start out with a very sheer wash of color, just all over my lid. Next, I'm gonna be going into Tannicon right here, and I am gonna use that to kind of just work it into the crease and start building that up. And I am gonna diffuse it way out, almost all the way up to my brow bone. There is a little bit of kickback with these shadows just because they are like so finely milled. So just be advised that it might get a little bit messy in the box. The next color that I'm gonna go in with is Diet Root Beer, and I'm gonna use that to go ahead and start deepening up the crease. And I will say, honestly, this palette is just a touch bulky. Like, it's kind of hard to flip back and forth, and it's actually pretty heavy to hold up. So if you have a different mirror, I would suggest using that. Next, I'm gonna go in with Not a Fact over here. You guys, when I saw this color in the series, I immediately was like, I need that color. That color is stunning. I couldn't get over it. So what I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna work it first in the outer V, bring it upwards into my crease, but I am gonna stop like halfway on my eye, but I am gonna round it off over top. I'm not sure how much sense that made, but you'll see when I do it. And I've been using Jeffree Star shadows for a very, very long time. I just realized I haven't commented on the formula this whole time, but that's because I'm so used to his formula. But everything is very blendable, very smooth, just exactly what you would expect from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Okay, then next, taking the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer in the color C0, which is the white one, I am gonna use this to carve out just a spot kind of in the inner corner and halfway onto the eye. And I'm only gonna be covering half of my lid. So I was looking for a flat brush, but you know, I'm just gonna go into my finger on this. But I'm gonna take Flaming Hot right over here. Oh, what? Anyways, I'm gonna stick this right over, oh my God. Just right over that white concealer. Oh my God, you guys, this color is definitely gonna stain my lids. Like, if I don't come back with stained lids, I will be shocked. Now taking a concealer brush, I'm gonna use that to kind of refine the shape in here. And surprisingly, I'm actually not getting a ton of fallout from this one. I thought that I would, but I'm not, which is great. Oh my God. This color is just stunning. So I'm gonna go back into Not a Fact and just kind of clean up the edges. Oh, I love Flaming Hot. That is so gorge. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same to the other eye, and then we will jump back on and finish up the rest of the eye look. Okay, so both sides are done. This brush is like forever ruined by Flaming Hot, but that's okay. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and work on the bottom lash. I'm basically just gonna take Not a Fact and smoke out my lower lash line with it. I can't get enough of this color. I love it so much. Perfect, and then I'm actually gonna take pigment, just a little bit. I'm gonna diffuse it right underneath that purple. That way it brings kind of those Flaming Hot vibes in without actually using that color, because that color is really, really intense. Okay, then for the inner corner, I'm gonna take a mix of Ranch and my Pills and just kind of pop them on together. So I didn't want it to be super, super bright. So I'm using my Pills to kind of dull down, for lack of a better word, Ranch. I just needed like a little something in the inner corner. I love this. And one thing I did want to try, I don't have any blush on yet, because today when I was, you know, just hanging out on Twitter, Jeffree tweeted to try using pigment for your blush, which I want to try. Oh, that is a really pretty pink for your blush. This was really tricky for me because food videos is right next to pigment, and I'm trying not to get any of that into this if I'm using it as blush. That's actually, okay, well, it's called pigmented, but it's pretty pigmented. Like, look at this shade as a blush for me. Like, blushes typically don't really show up on me, so that is pigmented. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up my liner, lashes, and brows, and then we will be right back to talk about how I felt about the formula. Although it's Jeffree Star, it's great, it was wonderful, but just how I felt these shadows performed overall. And then also we will swatch every single shadow in here. This will be my first time swatching any of them, besides obviously the ones that I used right now. So that'll very much be a first impression on the swatches. So I'll see you guys, well, in a second for you, but it'll probably be about 10 more minutes for me. Okay, so all finished. Just need to spray down. Okay, so in case you're curious, because I did use a couple of other Jeffree Star products, on my lips I'm wearing a mix of Leo and Celebrity Skin right here. I had wanted Are You Filming, Ryland, and the gloss. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on them, but it's okay. And then I am wearing Gold Breaker from the Brainfreeze palette from the Jawbreaker collection, which, you guys, that collection was absolutely sick. I just got the mini palette and then that from it, and then a couple of lipsticks, but oh, I loved that collection. But anyways, we are talking about this collection. Overall, obsessed. Just like obsessed. I mean, I knew that I was gonna love the formula, like I said before. I do know that I only use the mattes basically, and then like a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner of my eye, but I think it just like everything blended so well. Everything was so smooth. The pigment on these is just incredible. Again, I wouldn't expect any less from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I mean, Flaming Hot is just like, it's like a whole vibe. But I did only just use a handful of the colors in here, so I do want to go ahead and swatch them for you guys. Okay. Grabbed a makeup towel to wipe with in between swatches, and I do use a microfiber towel. I don't use like the little disposable ones. I've talked about that in previous videos, or I only use them when I'm working out. But anyways, let's go ahead and swatch this bad boy and say hi to Pip in the background. All right, so starting with the first row, we have Ranch. Ooh, oh my God. That is crazy. I just used like the littlest bit on my brush for my inner corner, but oh my God. Wow, that is like a beautiful, perfect, like frosted white shade. Next up, we have my Pills. And this one's just like a really good base color. I love the fact that it's nude with just like a little bit of a pinky undertone. On me, it just like basically disappeared into my skin, which is fine. For me, half the time, that's like what actually, truthfully, what I want when I'm using a base shade. Then next, we have Tannicon. Again, just a very neutral shade. That one like basically disappeared into my skin tone because I am very tan. This is basically Yeah, that's basically my skin color. So if you are a medium to tan gal, that's gonna be a good color if you're looking for something that is literally gonna be the same color as your eyelid space. Then next is Diet Root Beer. And that one is just a really good medium brown. That is like the perfect color if you are tan like me to start building your crease. And then if you are fair, that's a really great one to deepen it up. And honestly, it looks kind of on the warmer side in the palette, but I feel like on the skin it cools down a little bit, so it turns a little bit more neutral. Up next, this one is Just a Theory. Just a really, really pretty like bronzy color. Oh my God, that in the light, it's like beaming. Oh my God, that's so pretty. You know what? I know I finished my makeup and I already have highlighter on, but I kind of want to use this as a highlighter. Just a little bit. Oh my God. I sound like Janice from Friends. You guys, I can't even with this. Okay, Just a Theory. This palette can do wonders. This is worth the $52. The fact that you also get a blush and a damn highlighter, that's incredible. Wow, that is incredible. Just wow. Just a Theory as a highlighter, and yes, I know I do have Gold Breaker on underneath, but I can definitely, in like real life, I can definitely see the difference of what I put on both, and you guys, I want to use Just a Theory to highlight me every day. That is stunning. Okay, and then the last one in this row is Spiraling, which is like this cool brownie color with reflex in it. Ooh. That's like, oh my God, it's almost got like a little bit of a purpley tinge to it. That's super, super pretty. Wow. So yeah, looking at that first row, very, very neutral. You can wear this every day. You can wear this, you know, on your wedding day, I think is one of the things that they had said about it, but definitely just a good neutral row. Definitely great for any beginners, especially if you're just now starting to dip into shadows and playing around with shadows. That's definitely like a good home base to start your eye look, which is what I did. I started with my Pills, Tanacon, and Diet Root Beer, and then from there I built out and used some other colors. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and dive into the next row of colors here. So the first one that I am gonna swatch is Conspiracy, which is like this really pretty, almost like moss green shimmer shade. Ooh. Okay, seriously, the shimmer shades in here look so bomb on camera. Look at how wet that looks. That's so pretty. But, oh, I'm obsessed with that color. Okay, you know what? Pistachio is in for fall, so if you want to do a pistachio eye look, that's it. That's your color right there. That's the one. Up next, we have Pigment, which I am wearing on my cheeks, just as a reminder. But here it is. And that one's just like a really, really good pink shade. For me, I personally don't use like a ton of pinks. The only time I use it is when I already have some kind of a dramatic crease going on and I want to do just like a little pink outline. I love doing that in makeup looks. That's usually the only times when I use a true pink shadow, and I think that this one would definitely be perfect for it. That's a really pretty pink. Next up is food videos, and you guys, I really want to challenge myself and do a look with this color. Okay, so just a heads up, when I was just swirling around in it, that's what it looks like on my finger. It does feel a bit chalkier than the other ones, but that doesn't surprise me because yellow, and especially like a bright yellow like this, is really, really hard to make. It's really hard to get it smooth. Let's see how it swatches. Okay. So definitely not as smooth as the other ones that we've been seeing. There's a little bit of patchiness, but that could still look really, really nice on your eye. And it is nice and bright. Let me do another layer because I kind of wiped it away. So that is nice and bright, especially when you put on that next layer. The pigment on that is just like, whew. And then next is Trisha, which is just this bright, fun shimmer hot pink. There it is. Honestly, that's not really my cup of tea. I'm not like a real Barbie vibes type of a girl. Wow, that just gets everywhere. But that is such a pretty shade. That really is gorgeous. I would totally do a look with that as well. And then they do stain your fingers. Don't be surprised. So yeah, Trisha is gonna stain you. Just a heads up. Next up, we have Cheese Dust, which is such a fun orange. I love orange shadows. Okay, that one I wanted more from, to be honest. Yeah, I wanted more from that. I wanted that to be super bright and just bold and in your face, and it's like a lighter wash of orange, which is fine. I mean, there is a place for that. Oh, it is buildable, so you can build it up. It's just not as neon as I had wanted it to be personally. Like, I wanted it to be just like obnoxiously orange, but you know, maybe not everybody wants the same thing. And then I do have Flaming Hot on my eyes. I already know how much I like it, but I'll go ahead and swatch it right here. Okay. So, I mean, honestly, Cheese Dust could probably be really, really great. It just might be a case of it doesn't swatch well, but it works well on the eyes, which is what Flaming Hot looks to be. Like, you guys can see it on my eyes. It's like pretty bold, but like these swatches are just kind of lackluster. So it's definitely one where you have to like put it on your eye to really get the full impact from it, because swatching it just isn't gonna do it justice. Let's go ahead and do the final row right here. So the first color in this bottom row is What's the Tea? And oh my God, that was so buttery. That shade for a matte is super buttery. But here we go. Okay, thought it was gonna be more pigmented again. That's okay, let's go over it a couple times. But it's still like a really, really gorgeous greenish blue. That is super pretty. I feel like I would do like an Easter look with this. I feel very Eastery vibes with it. Next, we're gonna do Diet Cola, which is the silver one. Whoo! That packs a punch. That is a color that you wear on New Year's Eve. Like, if you own this palette and you're not gonna wear this color on New Year's Eve, you gotta return the palette because you're not using it right. I say that and then watch on New Year's Eve, I'm not gonna be wearing that shade. And then Not a Fact is up next. I already know how much I love this, but let's see how it swatches versus how it wore on my eye. Okay, it swatches okay. Oh no, actually, looking here, it actually swatches really well. I just don't think the camera's picking it up. But there is Not a Fact. It's just like a really great, like not a true purple, it's like a slightly reddish purple, but it's just like the depth on it and then like the tone on it is just so good. And that one does stain you too, apparently. Oh great, that's all over my eye. Cool. Next up, this is the one I'm probably the most excited to swatch, is Sleep Paralysis. Ooh, that's really, really buttery too. But here you go. Oh my God. That is such a pretty like pewter shade. Wow, that's gorgeous. That's like seriously so pretty. I just want to wear that like all over the lid with like a little bit of black just like surrounding it. That would be so pretty. Next is Illuminati, which is this like deep shimmery green. Wow, so pretty. Oh my God, this is like the perfect holiday eyeshadow look right here. This one, again, just all over your lid, throw on some lashes and like pop out the door. That would be perfect for the holidays. Okay, and then the very last color is My Rides Here, which is just a nice black. Ooh, oh my God. That is a very dense black that also just gets everywhere, so be careful with it. That's a good black. That's a good matte black shadow. I approve. This colorway is just so beautiful. I'm in love with this bottom row. This bottom row is like home to me. Love it. Okay, so perfect timing. The sun is starting to go down, so we are able to get doing the demo and all the swatches right in the nick of time, so that's perfect. But overall, I think that this is an absolute great palette, especially with the holidays coming up. This is a really, really good gift to give someone who's like really into makeup, because you can create so many looks with it. The quality on this packaging is stunning. I don't think I have to comment on Jeffree Star's eyeshadow formula anymore. It's great. It's just so impressive. And honestly, I think the hype was worth it. I mean, besides them taking us on the journey and getting us emotionally invested, like I talked about before, just in general, this is just a good palette. It has everything that you need. They even have a black shade in it. If I go on vacation and I know that I want to go somewhere where I'm gonna want to be able to create neutral looks and fun looks, like this is the perfect palette for that, because this has everything that you're gonna need. And again, the packaging on it is just absolutely sick. I can't get over this. This palette is just incredible. Congrats to Shane on doing such an amazing job on your first makeup collection ever, your first makeup products ever. Honestly, he hit the ball out of the park on this one. This palette is so, so good, and he couldn't have partnered with a better, more consistent makeup brand to do it with. So congrats to Shane and Jeffree. This one is just like a total knockout. But anyways, that was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching along and experiencing the palette with me. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what shades you guys like, or if you got the palette or planning on getting it or attempting to get it on the restock. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love to see myself get to 1,000 subscribers by the time my 1 year hits here on YouTube. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That does go a long way for my channel. Follow me on social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.